ladies and gentlemen. Today is February 20th, 2022, and welcome to our sports podcast. Can I get some sports with that? I am your facilitator for the evening, D-Boy. I got my panel with me. I got my main man, Phil. Phil, say what's happening.
Good with y'all.
All right. I got the always opinionated Mr. Carnell Akins.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
All right. I got my main man down in San Antonio, Ronnie.
How you doing, everybody?
All right. And then I got my ace born, Mr. David Curry. David, say what's happening.
What's happening, everybody?
All right. How y'all fellas doing this evening?
Pretty good, really good.
Doing pretty good.
Good. Y'all ready to get this show rocking and rolling?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's start with our first topic. So, as you may know, the Chicago Bulls have been one of the surprise teams of the NBA this season. Despite a rash of COVID protocol and injuries to their key players, mainly Alex Russo and Lonzo Ball, they continue to remain, thanks to DeMar DeRozan, they continue to remain atop of the Eastern Conference. As you also may know, earlier before the All-Star break, Zach LaVine talked to the media and said that when healthy, he feels nobody can touch the Chicago Bulls. Now, fellas, my question is who do you think is the best team in the East? And also, do you think the Bulls can beat any of those teams? Let's start with Carnell.
I feel like when healthy, the Bulls got a chance. They have been playing some of the best basketball in the East, in the NBA in general. We have pretty much beat everybody so far. We did get to play against Kevin Durant, I believe, before he got hurt. I think we were able to get one up on them. It's like the only team so far that we haven't been able to get one up on in the East is Philly. So I feel like Philly might be the biggest threat to the Bulls. But honestly, I feel like in terms of just the Eastern Conference in general, especially with some of the moves that's been made, I feel like Philly might take the step towards being the best team in the East just because they're a little bit more of a complete team. The Bulls, I feel like, still need like another big. I know they are getting that with Tristan Thompson, but we haven't seen him play yet, so we don't know how effective he's going to be for the team yet. So I feel like right now in the East there really is no solidified best because the top four teams in the East keep changing spots. The Bulls, the Nets, Philly, and the Heat. At one point, all of them were first team in the East. So I feel like with that going on and things of that nature, the East is just wide open right now. So in my opinion, there's no clear cut favorite to honestly come out the East because when you look at all directions, every one of those teams has a chance to make it out, especially depending on how the playoffs fall and who they have to play. So, in my opinion, right now the East is just wide open. There really is no best in the East right now.
There is no best. Okay, all right. Well, to piggyback off what you're saying, I agree. For whatever reason, well, we already know the reason why the Bulls have struggled with Philly because of Joel Embiid. Like he single-handedly has been the reason why we have not lost 10 games in a row to him. Like I didn't know that until earlier this season. I didn't even know we had lost that many games in a row to Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. But Philly is a matchup problem. And to your point, Carnell, that's exactly why I feel the Bulls should go get Moses Brown. Phil, I've been championing for that man here for about 2 weeks now. Because you need to send a message, and then you're definitely at some point going to see Philly. It may be in the first round, so you definitely need to you're definitely gonna need size. Yes, you're getting that with, like you said, with Tristan Thompson. But we haven't seen him play. Now I did see some highlights from his last game with Indiana, and he looked good. But then again, that's just highlights. We're not gonna know what he has left until he actually plays a game. And then you also have to take into account it's gonna take him some time to get in rhythm with that second unit. But yeah, that's an excellent point, Carnell. Philly, there's really no best team in the East right now. It is wide open. But if I'm the Bulls, I definitely want to at all costs avoid Philly, at least right now. So, Phil, what do you say?
Bulls got a real good chance of making this to the NBA Finals this year. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I'm a professional Bulls hater, but I didn't see DeMar coming like this. I ain't gonna lie to you. That boy
I
is
didn't either.
definitely a top
didn't
3
either.
candidate for MVP. The man is averaging a career high 28 points a game. He is literally playing some of his best basketball in his career. Gotta give it to that man. I already knew how Zach LaVine was coming. I knew how Vooch was coming. Another big surprise to me was Ayo. Ayo is a baller. I really like him. I'm not gonna lie to you. He can do it on both ends of the court, and he just getting better every game. And it is really scary in all honesty. But I don't think they're the best team in the East. I think they up there though. I think to me personally, it's them, Milwaukee, and Miami. And I only give the slight edge to Milwaukee because they won a championship last year. Like they went through that gauntlet already and came out victorious. And they still getting better. Brook Lopez lane came back, and Bobby Portis has been amazing this year. The boy been balling. And honestly, to be honest, Chris Middleton ain't really been himself this year. Drew Holiday been their second best player, if you ask me. But Milwaukee still play the best defense, in my opinion. And they still gonna hurt you with Giannis. Giannis gonna dominate. And until I see somebody have a response to that or some type of formula to stop that, it's hard not to pick them. But Miami though, them boys coming. And I think people forgot about Miami in all honesty, after they lost in the finals in the bubble, they kind of had a bad year the following year, but I think that was more because they had a short break and had a lot of injuries. But Jimmy Butler, back to looking like a top 5 player. Bam, looking like a top 5 center. Tyler Hero has been outstanding. Like, he a bucket. Like, that's all I can say about Tyler. He a bucket. If you need a bucket, he gonna get you one. And it's always good to have somebody like that. And he come off the bench. And gotta shout out Duncan Robinson, sniper extraordinaire. But in my opinion, though, like Carnell said, it ain't no definite team in the East. But if I had to pick one, I'm gonna go with Milwaukee.
Okay. I can dig it. Now to a slight rebuttal. Milwaukee, in my opinion, has the same problem that the Bulls have. And Phil, you know what that is. That's coaching.
Man.
That's coaching.
Like Budenholzer got a ring.
Wait, say that again.
Saying Mike got a ring now.
Yeah, but he has a Giannis. Billy Donovan don't have a Giannis.
Definitely got a Giannis.
So that's why I would give the Bulls a shot only because of Budenholzer, as long as Billy Donovan doesn't mess it up. But knowing Billy Donovan, oh yeah, he'll find a way to mess it up.
You gotta have faith in them, man, because they definitely got a good chance to make it out this year.
No, they do have a chance.
You know what?
They got a good chance. They have.
You know what? If the Bulls lose to the Bucks right now, I can tell you it's not gonna be because of coaching. If we lose to them, it's gonna be because Giannis was Giannis, and there's nothing you can do when Giannis is Giannis. And you feel me? When Giannis is just Giannis, there's nothing you can do about it. And we watched that, and we watched that happen with the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns ran their same game plan, their entire game plan, the entire finals against the Bucks. But when Giannis was Giannis, it still was just it wasn't nothing they could do about it. When
That
Giannis
was a bad game plan, though.
It was, it was, and it wasn't. I'm putting you like this. I feel like they got tired on the way. I feel like honestly, Phoenix's biggest problem was they started to run out of gas because they played some brutal games in the Western Conference Finals. Like that entire playoff runs, the Suns played some brutal games. So in my opinion, I feel like they just kind of ran out of gas. Like if you looked at them, they just looked like they had tired legs, and the Bucks' legs just like they was a little fresher.
They did. But here's another thing: Monty Williams went away from the pick and roll.
That too. He did do that.
He went away from the pick and roll. If he would have stuck with the pick and roll, we may have been talking about Chris Paul. Now that we may have been talking about will Chris Paul get his second ring instead of his first, which, to switch off subject for a second, Phil, I told you, I got Phoenix over Golden State right now. Only because of their bigs. They got Jalen Smith, DeAndre Ayton, JaVale McGee, and Bismack Biyombo. Now, I'm not saying that, they're world beaters, but they all are solid bigs that can come in and get you a double-double. Golden State really doesn't have that.
They don't
have a big that can just dominate.
Hey, D-boy. Can anybody guard Steph Curry?
Well, okay. I mean, come on now, duh. Nobody can guard Steph Curry.
Then that don't mean anything.
But Steph Curry, hey, I'm gonna tell you who's the X factor in that series, and you're gonna have to, and I know you agree with me with this. Mikal Bridges. If Mikal Bridges comes to play, it won't matter.
He got to do that for 7 games, though.
It's going to be Cam Johnson off the bench. It's going to be Cam Johnson off the bench, not Mikal Bridges.
Cam Johnson's going to have to play huge, too.
It's going to be Cam off the bench.
Right. Okay. Right. All right, Ronnie, what do you say? Who do you think is the best team in the East?
In the East, the question.
And do you think the Bulls match up well?
The question was the Bulls saying if they're healthy. That's another
Zach Levine said when they're healthy, nobody in the East can touch them. And who do you think is the best team in the East? And do you think the Bulls will have a shot against them in the 7-game series?
I agree with y'all. As of right now, the East is open. I like Miami. I like what Chicago is doing, and you gotta I like Giannis as an overall player. Period. He's like one of my favorite players to watch. But the term you said, the phrase was when healthy. Imagine, I'm just still sitting back here thinking about a healthy Nets team. I mean, if they're healthy, they got 3-point shooting. They got Kevin Durant. They got 3-point shooting. They added another big man on the inside. We haven't seen them play together yet. They added Ben Simmons. We haven't seen them play together. Right. Another situation is we haven't seen Philly play with Harden. Is Harden going to change the makeup of that team when he's kind of like a ball dominant, like little point guard or whatever? Is he going to take away from the dominance of Embiid down in the post? Is that going to cause a rift at some point in time? I mean, because you could say right now in the MVP race, we have, Joel Embiid leading with a 29.6 point average. Is he going to maintain that average when Harden gets on the field? When Harden gets on the court? What I'm saying? Is his numbers going to drop? Is their offense going to change a little bit and then not be as potent as they have been playing? I mean, we don't know a lot of pieces that ain't happening right now. All we know is who's healthy now, and it's just the All-Star break. And like you said, the East has several teams that I like, and I just don't think one is. But the one thing that I do believe is that Nets team healthy looks like it would be nasty. and it's going to be hard to beat them in a 7-game series. I mean, they
Mhm.
injured last year, and like I said, our defending champions went 7 games with them, and they only lost by that. Like
They was
by,
this close. They
you know what I'm
was a
saying?
toe
So
a
that was with
toenail
that was
away
with
from
half the
going to the
team.
finals.
That was half the team intact, not full roster.
That was
And
no
have the same
Kyrie, and
exact
you barely
points.
had James Harden.
What happened?
No, I was saying that team didn't have Kyrie, and James Harden was barely the. He was just out there getting cardio.
He was non-existent in my opinion, Phil.
He was hurt
That's
though.
what. He was
Right,
what?
because
So he
that's
was
why
hurt.
he was non-existent. He was hurt.
Yeah. So it like like I said, the Chicago Bulls has been a big surprise for me, especially DeRozan. That dude has come in and freaking started killing it. Like, yeah, I didn't, because he's been in San Antonio, and then he went to Chicago. I didn't, and then now look what he's doing there. He's like, looks like a different, he was still good down here, but he wasn't what he's doing right now. So I think we'll find more about that situation as everybody gets healthy, or we get a little bit closer past All-Star weekend. My thing is, I can't say that they will be better than a healthy Nets team at this particular moment. But I mean, that's all I have on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I can't rebuttal that. That is 100% facts. And then them getting Andre Drummond, that was huge.
Big.
That was big because Andre Drummond, he can bang. He can bang with all the Bulls bigs. Well, the 2 Bulls bigs that they have, he can definitely give them problems. He can give Vooch problems. But I think Vooch would give it to him, the same way. But Tristan Thompson, they definitely have the size. They're definitely bigger than the Bulls. And now they're like, you heard me say on the last Sunday show, Phil, Ronnie, excuse me. On last Sunday's show, Ronnie, you heard me say that I had Brooklyn over the Bulls now that Brooklyn made that trade. So that's an excellent take. Like, there's nothing, like I said, there's nothing to rebuttal about that. David, what do you say? I want to definitely hear your opinion on this because you're like me. You don't drink the Kool-Aid or the Homer Kool-Aid. You pretty much even kill when it comes to the hometown team. So what do you say, sir?
Well, looking constructed right now, Brooklyn is sitting at number 8 in the East, and Chicago and Miami are tied for first. And so right now it's looking like, I'm just saying, speculating, if the playoffs ended today, one of us, either us or Miami, will be playing them. So it would be tough. It would be a tough matchup first round. But as far as saying that when healthy, nobody can beat the Bulls, I don't believe that. And everybody made valid points about, Brooklyn not being healthy, Philadelphia with Harden. And I'm going to side with Phil and say that's why I would give my kudos to Milwaukee, because they would be the most complete team right now. Because of their core. Giannis is there. Holiday is there. Medicine hasn't been playing well, but I'm pretty sure that'll change. Bobby Portis has emerged again, and so I would have Milwaukee really coming out the East right now, because Brooklyn is still a question mark regarding health and Kyrie's situation. I know Brook Lopez is out too, but Giannis is still being Giannis, and outside of Joel Embiid, I don't see another dominant force in the East that's going to stop them. And so it would literally take Philly getting to Milwaukee and them two playing each other. And I would give Milwaukee the slight edge because we all know the jury's still out on James Harden. We don't know how the chemistry is going to work with Embiid, and the jury's still out on Harden as far as playoffs. So that's still something we'll still have to see too. And so I would definitely go with Milwaukee coming out the East, because also piggybacking on what was mentioned earlier about Phoenix. Phoenix did in the finals last year, because Debo, I know you mentioned about coaching. Phoenix did with like switching sports. Phoenix did what NFL teams did. Went away with what was working. So instead of Phoenix sticking with the pick and roll, they started passing the ball. It's like how we keep saying when the run game is working, they for some reason start neglecting the run to pass. Phoenix had the pick and roll game working all finals. They neglected it, and next thing you know, they lost the championship. Because then all of a sudden DeAndre Ayton became disappearance, because then he cannot do nothing with Giannis after that. He got exposed as being a young rookie. So that's why I would right now the pick up a Serge Ibaka is a great pickup. I know he's not playing well because he only averaging 6 points a game, but I do expect that to change. So right now I got Milwaukee as the most complete team, and so I got them right now as my favorite in the East, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. The only thing I have to say about that, and I can't, like I said, I can't argue with it, but I will say this. If the Bulls go get Moses Brown, that's going to be a problem. Because now you have two guys that could come in behind Vucevic and give you rim protection and rebounding. And in the playoffs, that's exactly what you need. Rim protection and rebounding. So if they go get Moses, there have been rumors that they are trying to go get another big. And Moses Brown name has came up. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's somebody to keep an eye on. Moses Brown. So did anybody, Ronnie, I see you had your hand up. Did you want to add something to it?
Yeah, I agree with that whole what you're talking about going out another big. It's almost back in the day when Jordan was on the Bulls. When the playoff time came, they always added extra centers. You know how many centers they had during the game? That's more people to guard Embiid if he has to fight. You know, if they have to go against Embiid, that's more fouls you have to go against Embiid, and you could wear him down with it. They used to do the same thing back in the 90s. They just load up on the centers. If you're going against a big that's dominant like that, you go get you a couple of big guys that can protect the rim and also give you all those fouls they can put on them and, you know, slow them down, tire them out. So I think it's an excellent, idea of going and picking them up.
I gotta agree with Ronnie on that one because just think about he brought up the Bulls. We had a guy by the name of Dickie Simpkins.
Oh, Dickie Simpkins.
he would even be known if he didn't play with the Bulls. So Luke Longley was the starter, but was he really anything outside of if he didn't play with the Bulls? So yeah, I definitely that's just something about Bonnie's point.
Like the Luke Longley, Bill Winnington, Judd Bushler,
Will Purdue. Will Purdue.
Loaded up on centers when it came playoff time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Phil, I saw you had your hand up. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, just about the Bulls adding the big. Don't underestimate Tristan Thompson. Like the man.
Oh no.
The man went on a streak where he dang near led the league in offensive rebounding like 3-4 years in a row. Like he gonna get a lot of offensive boards.
Oh, he's gonna be huge. But to rebuttal that, and Carnell, I see you got your hand up. I'm gonna get to you. Give me 1 second. To rebuttal that real quick, Phil, Ronnie hit it exactly on the head. Why you go get Moses Brown? It is to when you play Embiid. That's how you make him. There is no completely shutting him down, just like there's no completely shutting down Giannis or Durant, but you tire him out. And Moses Brown's length would give Embiid problems. Now, yes, Embiid's bigger. There aren't too many centers nowadays that could just physically bang with Embiid outside of maybe Andre Drummond. But
Jared Allen.
Like I said, Moses Brown's length would give him problems. Oh, make it difficult on him. Carnell, you wanted to add to that?
Yeah. Not just that. Also, if we did add Moses Brown, and Tristan Thompson, there's also a lot of stuff that like the Bulls cannot do with Vooch because now Vooch just doesn't just have to like sit there and just be like on the low block and just be the poster man. Now we can like move Vooch around the floor some more, get him get him active in the pick and rolls, get him active in the pick and pop mid range. Able to, then we'll be able to like get, then Vooch will be able to get some of those open screen, he'll be able to get like some of those mismatches off the screens and stuff where he's got guards, he's got smaller forwards on him and stuff like that, because you don't have, he's not needed to crash the glass as much because we got either Thompson or Moses Brown on the court. But this is my thing though, is also at the times when we have to play them together, when we got to give like Vooch a break and like whoever else a break, times we got to play them together, is like, will one of them be able to at least provide some type of offense and like not, like where we don't go stretches of like when we do have to play them, like let's say like 3 to 5 minutes, because that is about a solid stretch of a quarter. Like let's say we got to play them 3 to 5 minutes. Let's hope that they can contribute. At least like 4 to 6 points during that time. You feel me? Whether it's like off the offensive glass or like in the pick and roll. You feel me? Like I'm not asking to come out, like dominate a game, but at least come out, get a bucket or two. Can you like end every quarter with at least like at least a bucket or two? At least a bucket or two. That'll always help.
Start
You
one
say
of
what,
them.
Phil?
I say if you get both of them, start one of them. Move Vooch to the 4.
But see, if you go, and you know what? It's funny you mention that, because I was talking to a partner of mine and he was saying, and I had told him that, there was rumors going around that the Bulls actually tried to trade for Mitchell Robinson at the deadline. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that was a topic on like Bleacher Report and YouTube and so forth and so have you. And he was like, well, no, that wouldn't work. But then he said, you know what? That would work, but you would have to start him. And I said, then what you going to do with Vooch? And then he said, you move him to the 4. Mm-hmm. So to your point, Carnell, that makes sense. Because if you was to get Mitchell Robinson next year and start him at the 5, you could move Vooch to the 4. Then guess who goes to the bench?
Really be scared. Oh my God.
And then guess who goes to the bench? Patrick
Javonte
Williams.
Green.
And Javonte Green, but no, really Patrick Williams. So now on that bench, you have Ayo, you have Kobe, you have Javonte Green. Oh, and I'm forgetting somebody. You got, how could I forget? Mr. Caruso. Then you got Derrick Jones Jr. Well, Derrick Jones Jr. more than likely will be gone. So whoever fills his spot, that's going to be a scary, scary, scary team if they get Mitchell Robinson.
If they get the right Mitchell Robinson.
If they get that right. And Mitchell Robinson, he kind of reminds me of a bigger Kyrie. So talented, but he's a head case. Like he tends to take plays or take games off. Like
you don't put up the numbers.
The first meeting. Wait, say what now?
I say he don't put up the numbers Kyrie put up. At least you can deal with
the numbers. No. Not in that regard does he remind me of Kyrie. But being a head case, he reminds me of Kyrie because he takes games off. That first meeting against the Bulls, he was dominating the paint in the first half. Like the Bulls couldn't do nothing. They couldn't get no drives. They couldn't get no, the Bulls, they live in the paint. They couldn't get in the paint in the first half. They couldn't do nothing. It was all contested jumpers, basically. So, Cornell, I saw your hand again. It was all basically contested jumpers. Then the second game, he didn't play. The third game against the Bulls, it was like they didn't even have a big man. The Bulls were getting to the rim at will. I mean, it was just we were cutting them up in the pick and roll at will. It was like Mitchell Robinson didn't. He was non-existent. So that's what I mean by he reminds me of Kyrie in that regard. He tends to take plays off. But I think that's has something to do with maybe he don't want to be there because he know the Knicks are not going anywhere. And it could be that he really doesn't care for Thibodeau. It could be he doesn't care for Julius Randle. If I had a guess, I would say it's Julius Randle because we all know Julius Randle is selfish. So, Carnell, what do you say about that?
Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like a lot of it has to do with coaching and the way Tibbs runs his systems. And like, if you look at the last two coaches that the Knicks have had, I forgot who was there before Tibbs, but if you're pretty much looking like the last two coaches they had, the coach before Tibbs and now Tibbs, they played Mitchell Robinson a lot. Like Mitchell Robinson was getting a lot of run. He was getting a lot of rub on the court, you feel me? And honestly, if I was Mitchell Robinson and I'm playing the Thibodeau system with the way Tibbs plays starters, man, I'm taking games off too with Thibodeau system. Like Thibodeau run you like for as much as I respect Tibbs as a coach, it's the same thing said about him at every coaching stop at every cycle. It's almost like Tibbs is now becoming like he's become a stopgap coach that's good enough to get you to the playoffs at least once or twice. That's kind of the trajectory that Tibbs is on now. Because if you listen to what they say, he was in the Bulls. Oh, he ran them to the ground. You listen to what they say on the Timberwolves, they're like he ran us to the ground. Now, if you look at the Knicks and how they play, they look tired. Like if you look at Julius Randle, like he looks tired. Like they don't look like. They don't look like a well-rested team.
Like 7 or 8 players in his
rotation. And see, that's part of the problem that Tibbs has, and it's why like until Tibbs starts using a 10-man rotation, he probably won't get he probably won't get that deep into the playoffs again because. At first he had Rose, and we had that magical year where we went 62-20, and so he was kind of carried on the backs of our superstars. But now it's kind of like Tibbs, you becoming a coach that's known for burning all your players out. Because if you look at every superstar player after he leaves, and all the players, they pretty much they play better. If you look at Karl Anthony Towns, he started to play better once Thibodeau left. Even Wiggins started to play slightly better in that Minnesota system once Tibbs left. And it's like the first season with the Knicks, it was cool, but like in the back of my mind, it was always, can that be repeated? Especially with the way Tibbs like runs his offense and the way he uses his players. It's like he's gonna run him into the ground. If you remember even if you remember looking at last year, Julius Randle was he was top 3 in minutes played all season. This year he's number 1 in minutes played, and like I was just listening to the stat on ESPN. I think it was the Jalen and Jacoby show. I think they said like Julius Randle has pretty much played 5 more hours on the court than the second person in minutes played. So he's played 5 more hours on the court than the person who was second in minutes played. That is a big difference. So like that explains a lot of what's going on with New York. Like they're tired. Their best players are tired.
He's running them into the ground.
Randle is tired. Like when your best player on your team has played 5 hours more than the next person in the NBA in terms of minutes played, that's a problem. There's no reason why. Like I get it I get it like best players are supposed to be played and you play your stars, but there's no reason why he should be 5 hours ahead of the next person in minutes played.
Yeah, nah, I agree 100%. Like that was my main. I love Tibbs, but that was my biggest problem. Like I'm gonna say this in closing. Everybody knows what happened to Derrick Rose. In my opinion, that's what got Tibbs fired. But Paxson and Foreman waited 3 years too late. In my opinion, Tibbs should have been gone after that playoff loss. Because the Bulls were the favorite to come out the East. Even with LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and the reason they were the favorite is because they had got Rip Hamilton. And Rip Hamilton was known for giving Dwayne Wade hell in the playoffs. Hell. Like Dwayne Wade even said it himself. He said, I hated going against that guy because I knew he was not going to give me anything. I had to earn every point. So, in my opinion, Tibbs should have been gone after that playoff loss to Philly, because had you rested your starters like any other coach would have with a 12-point lead in a minute 23 to go, then we may have been celebrating, a championship back then. But, we all know what happened. So, it shoulda, woulda, coulda. But we're going to move on to the next topic. Did anybody have anything they want to add to that before we move on?
I believe
One
David
thing
did.
All right, go ahead, David. I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand.
No, it's good. One thing I do want to say about Thibodeau, his main goal, his main thing was he did not like playing rookies.
Nope.
That was the whole
Nope.
that was his whole problem.
Nope.
The reason why so many people play in so many minutes is because we saw it in Chicago. He did not like to play. If you was a first or second year guy, you weren't getting a lot of minutes. Because I'm just using Obi Toppin for as an example. I know he's not a rookie, but I'm looking at him now. He's only averaging like 12 minutes a game. So pretty much the man gets a quarter. So that tells you right there. That tells you right there. He do not like playing young guys.
I'm gonna say this in closing, Dave. Obi Toppin should be starting over Julius Randle.
Over Julius Randle?
Yeah.
I won't say that. I won't say that.
I will. I will.
The only reason.
And I got the tape from Dayton to prove it. I will.
Okay. So like, don't get me wrong. I understand why you feel like that, but Obi Toppin should get more time, but I don't think he should start over Randle. If anything,
Julius.
If anything, they just need to make Obi Toppin the sixth man and give Randle that time on the bench and just let them interchange. I don't, and the main reason I don't start Toppin over Randle is just because of Randle's veteran experience and the fact that he was an all-star last year and he was the Knicks. You feel me? So it's like going based off of last season, because like Randle had one of his best seasons. You feel me? I don't put him on the bench for Toppin. Like Julius Randle had to. It took a lot. It took a while for Julius Randle to finally like start getting some of the respect he deserves. And now it's like people are back talking about him like in a bad light, and I feel like that's on Tibbs. That's not on Randle.
Here's my problem with Julius Randle. And it's the same problem that I have with a few other players. You're so, and excuse my language, you're so fucking talented, but you act like a big ass baby. Oh, the fans don't like me. They talk about me. It's New York. It's New York. Patrick Williams. It's New York. Patrick Ewing got worse. Grow up. Man up. Take control of the team. Lead them to the playoffs. I know I'm getting fired up, but he irks me. Because the man is so talented. So talented. Like he should be right up there with Giannis.
But
Man,
but
6'9". He can shoot. He can post up. He can play defense. He can rebound.
He can pass.
He can pass. Thank you, Phil. And he just like, what are you doing?
It's that
All of a sudden,
sensitivity.
fans don't like you and they talk about you. You want out of New York? Like, really?
It's not just. I put it like this: certain players just aren't built for. They aren't built for the big cities. They are better. They are better suited to be in a smaller market and part of a team that's like. I won't say can't win a team. Like they could be part of championship winning teams, but like some players can't handle the big city. You feel me? And if you remember, that was also part of the problem when he was in LA too. You got to remember the pressure of playing alongside Kobe was really getting to that man. The pressure of playing in LA, we didn't see the best like forms of Julius Randle until he was out of LA, and then we started to see like, oh, Julius Randle could be something, and then we see him with the Knicks, and it's like, oh, he's finally an all-star now. And then it's like, boom, he has this bad season, and part of that is because of coaching. And he's like, man, y'all sitting here talking about me. He's like, bro, I'm giving everything I got. He's trying to tell them, like, hey, look, y'all anger is directed in the wrong place. All right? Y'all need to be coming for Tibbs, not me. I'm tired. That's pretty much what Randall is saying.
Yeah, but it's still no excuse for pouting on Twitter. Excuse for pouting on Twitter.
To me, but that's sometimes that's the world we live in today. Sensitivity is becoming a big deal. I mean, we got players getting fans kicked out of the audience. I understand there's some things that they may say or something like that, but when you go over there and you get a fan, first of all, you should be focusing on the game and the task at hand. You know how many times I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of crazy stuff said to players over the years, but because someone says something to you, you go over there, you pick them out, and if we can get them kicked out of the game, why are you focusing on what a fan is saying to you? Why do you even care what a fan is saying to you? It's like, to me, it's like sticks and stones. Words would never hurt me. And then also, and at the end of the day, it's still the same. Depends on what they say. But if they're just in the big markets, like Neil was saying, especially in New York, big reason why, Ben Simmons was talking about, like, it had nothing to do with the team. There was nothing to do with the team. It had everything to do with the team. It had everything to do with the fans and the way they talked about them and treated them at the end of that game. You cannot tell me that isn't. And some players aren't built for that, and some players are built, got that, toughness. Like and it's just almost like sort of like how they do down here with how we did with Kawhi Leonard here in San Antonio. Quiet guy in a small market, never spoke, never does anything. You don't ever see him on it. He's just not, I guess, not made for that. I'm going to talk. I'm going to be out in the public and things of that nature. I said it also has to do with a lot of people's personality, but I think at the end of the day, in my own opinion, the world's getting sensitive over a lot of stuff that we shouldn't be getting sensitive.
Yeah.
So, about earlier, Dave, it's soft.
That's why I'm saying the league has really gotten crazy.
Definitely is. And fellas, I apologize for getting that fired up, but I am low-key a Julius Randle fan. And it just breaks my heart to see him cheat himself of greatness. Because he could be one of the top 5 greatest power forwards ever, but he just, like you said, Carnell, he can't take the pressure of a big market. And Ronnie, he's not built like that. He's when somebody's hard on him, he folds up. So, it just is what it is, man. But I hope the brother can get out of New York and goes. I think he would need to go to a team like a
trade for Zion.
Go where?
I said trade him for Zion. Send him back to New Orleans.
But see, if you do that, that'll kill his career because he'll never he'll never sniff the playoffs again. He go there.
Send him to the Heat. Send him to the Heat.
You know what? Thank you, Cornell. Because you know who would bring that dog out of him. Y'all already know who would bring that dog out of him.
Jimmy and Pat gonna get it out of.
Jimmy and Pat.
And Bam. Bam don't play that.
Dog.
Bam too.
No, Jimmy and Pat is enough. Bam ain't gotta do nothing.
Bam ain't gotta do nothing. Bam would be a last resort. It would start with Pat. Pat would be like, okay, this is what I need you to do. This is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to play. And Julius Randle would do nothing but say, yes, sir. Okay, sir.
That's all he can say.
That's Pat Riley. You think that man's gonna tell Pat Riley no?
Exactly.
So like I said, fellas, I apologize, but low key, I am a Julius Randle fan. I hope like I said, I want him to get out of New York. And Cornell, that would be very interesting if he went to Miami. That's an excellent point. Yeah, because if he goes to Miami, that would be the perfect fit for him, in my opinion. So we're gonna move on to the next topic. So, as you all know, the All-Star Weekend is here. It started last night with the Rising Stars Challenge. As everybody knows, Team Isaiah won. Thanks to Cunningham and Evan Mobley. So my question is, fellas, who is destined for the brighter career? Is it Evan Mobley or Cunningham? Phil, I'm gonna start with you. I know who you're gonna say.
You know who I'm gonna say. That 7-footer in Cleveland, okay? Evan Mobley, the 4th overall pick in the draft. The boy is special. Now, tell me something he can't do on the court. He can shoot it. He can pass it. He can definitely hold his own in the paint, rebound. Like, he just brimming with talent. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I saw him. I'm gonna be honest. I only saw him a little bit in college, but seeing him in Cleveland, like, once he gets himself, once he develops and all that stuff, get his body right, get used to the speed of the game and all that, Cleveland gonna be dangerous for years to come. Jared with Darius and Colin, that's a great years to come. And don't forget about Okoro either. Like, he is going to be the reason why Cleveland will become a powerhouse. And yes, I'm saying Cleveland will become a powerhouse within the next 5 years.
Yep.
That's all I got to say, though.
Yep. Yeah, Cleveland is definitely going to give the Bulls problems. And Milwaukee, too. I think in the next 5 years, if the Bulls play their cards right, they could overtake Milwaukee as one in that division. But Cleveland is not too far behind.
I'm put to you like this real quick. That whole division heating up.
Yep. Well, yeah. Indiana, they got my boy Halliburton. They got Buddy Hield. But what are you going to do with Miles Turner? Because he has no excuses now. He was crying about how he wasn't the focal point, but that was because they had DeMontis. Now that they traded DeMontis, you are now the focal point in as far as, big man is concerned. So you're going to have to play like a big man, sir. Meaning that you're going to have to, in my opinion, he needs to get 18 and 10. Because if he doesn't, then Indiana's in trouble. Because then you're going to have to go draft a big man. And I think, didn't they trade their pick over there with Sabonis for Halliburton and Hill? I think they did.
I have.
Somebody look that up. I think they did. I think they did trade that first round pick with Sabonis and sent it and shipped them over to Sacramento for Halliburton and Hill. But Neil, to your point, I say Cleveland, Chicago, and Detroit are the teams that are up and coming in that division. Ronnie, what do you say?
I say this. I was listening and I read a rumor. I don't know how true it is, but all I know is that they said that LeBron James came out and said that the door ain't closed on him going back to Cleveland. My point is that I hope Cleveland stands fast and stay with who they got. Don't give up none of those pieces to go and make some kind of trade like that for a man for the next 2, maybe 3 years. If they stay, like you said, if you stay put and you keep that team that you got, that you growing right now, homegrown, growing it from the draft on up, they're gonna be dangerous for years to come. They're gonna be good. And I just, the thing is, I don't think, and I hope they don't make no, crazy move like that. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that they could trade away, several of those pieces, maybe some draft picks, and just, sell their future away. I just hope they stay put with what they got, and like Philadelphia did, but this time really trust the process. You know what I'm saying? And so I think if they stay where they at, they got it good.
The process will work in Cleveland.
It's gonna work in Cleveland. It's not gonna work in Philly, but it's gonna work in Cleveland. They just
it'll work in Cleveland
and stay to their guns and stick with what they got. They're gonna enjoy it and they're gonna benefit from what they got right now. Just let them grow and become what they're gonna become.
Right. And you know why it'll work in Cleveland, Ronnie? Because they have Darius Garland and Colin Sexton. I did not know how good and talented Colin Sexton and Darius Garland were. I was like, okay, yeah, that's nice little, get your 20 every now and then, and okay.
Colin Sexton's been killing it.
Oh my God, that Darius Garland boy. I mean, what can't the boy not do? He can shoot, he can pass, he can create, he plays defense. His defense does need a little work, but it's not terrible. Now the interesting thing with Cleveland is how is Colin Sexton gonna come back from that injury? He tore his ACL. That's a tough injury. The only person that I can remember, and it's not about being a Bulls fan or being biased, but the only person that I know within the past 5 seasons to tear their ACL and come back and be better than they were before, what is that? Do I think Colin can do it? Absolutely. Will he? That remains to be seen. That definitely remains to be seen. But I'll say this. I would rather see Cleveland win it before Milwaukee again. And it has nothing to do with me being a Bulls fan. And I know this is a little bit off topic. I just really had a problem with how nonchalant Milwaukee acted after that boy damn near ended Caruso's career. They were just all on Twitter making light of it, joking, ha.
That wasn't even a basketball play he made.
I was so upset. I was like, he could have ended that man's career or worse. And you all are on here making light and joking. Like, I said, okay. So, but that's, so to my point, that's good. It's going to be, like I said, I think Colin can do it, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. But I definitely have my ass on Cleveland, and I definitely would rather see them than Milwaukee. Although I know it's more than likely not going to happen this year. But you are right, Phil. Cleveland is definitely. Oh yeah, they definitely are on the come up. They definitely on the come up. Cardell, what is your take? Who think has the brighter future? Evan Mobley or Cade Cunningham?
In my opinion, I think it's Cade Cunningham. And let me tell you why. Like I understand Evan Mobley is playing alongside Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, and he's part of a really young, good Cavs team. And let me tell you why stuff like that usually plays to the detriment of some players like towards their future. Because it's like let's say they start getting into the playoffs and start making it in the playoffs, but don't necessarily go anywhere. Then the story it's going to be like, oh well,
can they get over the hump?
Right. It's like despite Evan Mobley's play, you feel me? It's like are they really good enough to like do anything? And part of the reason I feel like it's Cade Cunningham is because like I feel like he's gonna be one of those slow. He's gonna be one of those slow developers. Like if you pay attention to him and how he plays, like he plays a very like cool, calm, and collected game. And I feel like part of the reason Evan Mobley is just getting more shine right now and like getting talked about more than Cade Cunningham is because he's part of that Cavs team with a Darius Garland, with a Jared Allen, with those pieces that they got that have been hooping and things like that. So, it's like right now in his rookie season, he's going to be like the talk of the town because, not the fact like he hasn't earned it though, because he has been hooping, but like just along with like some of those extra pieces that he has, it makes it a lot easier to put the spotlight right now on Evan Mobley than it does Cade Cunningham in Detroit because Evan Mobley's team is winning and Detroit isn't. If Evan Mobley was on a terrible Cavs team, he wouldn't be getting as much light as he is right now. He would just get the typical, oh, he's a good rookie, you know, type of light. But because his team is winning and he's been a big factor, like towards that, and part of that, he's getting more light and more shine, which he's earned it because he's been playing well. So I won't say he hasn't earned it, but I feel like in my opinion, it'll be Cade Cunningham because like things will be geared more towards him and more toward like the league is trying to move away from trying to have it to where like you just need like wing players to win. But Cade Cunningham, like he is a wing because he does play the two. So he's an off guard who runs the offense, which I think allows him to do more things and allows him to be more involved in more ways. And I feel like there's a lot in his game that he already does. Because in my opinion, Cade Cunningham can do everything too. The only thing that he needs to improve on really is just becoming a more consistent jump shooter. But other than that, he can do everything. He rebounds, he defends. He's a great young floor general. He gets his guys in the spots they need to be. He creates shots for others and he gets people open. So it's just I just feel like right now Evan Mobley is getting more of a shine because he's having better team success. But I feel like Cade Cunningham overall might end up having a better career.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, everything you said is spot on. Everything you said is spot on. Cade Cunningham. I don't know if you guys will agree with this, but his skill set reminds me of what was that guy's name? Man, I can't think of his name right now. Cade Cunningham reminds me of Grant Hill a little bit. Like into the league, there wasn't really anything Grant Hill couldn't do, except Grant Hill was a better jump shooter when he came into the league. If you all remember, he was a better jump shooter. But Cade Cunningham, yeah, I don't disagree, but I give the edge to Mobley because I saw no film on him in college. So when I heard his name and everybody was talking about him, I was like, okay, I got to see what's the hype about this kid. And yeah, like the first time I saw him, I liked him. I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be nice. So, but yeah, Kate, not to discredit what you said, Carnell. I agree. Cade Cunningham is he like you said, he's gonna be a slow developer, but I say 3-4 years, he's gonna be right up there with the elite point guards. And another person that I put up there, and Phil, you know who I'm gonna say. Another person I put up there is Io. If Io, the only thing I don't like about Io's game is he's a little too frail for me. If he could put on, I don't know, if he could put on like 10, 15 pounds of muscle, because he already plays both ends. That's not a problem. But if he could put on like 10, 15 pounds of muscle, I think he could, that would help him take that next step. Not to saying if he doesn't, he won't. But he's like 180, 185. I like my point guards to be at least 205, 210, at least for today's NBA. But Phil, y'all already know who you said. You said Evan Mobley. Ronnie, you said Evan Mobley. David, who do you say?
At this point in time, I'm definitely gonna go Evan Mobley, because he definitely has the better supporting cast, and the trajectory, like everybody's mentioned with Cleveland, is definitely looks very appealing. Because in the next 2-3 years, they'll be a top seed in the East. You know they kind of look like one already. Another thing I want to do is another thing I do want to give credit to is JB Bickerstaff.
Yes,
That
sir.
man is a phenomenal coach. I am happy.
I didn't know he was this good.
Yeah, I'm happy for him because I know I think it was Memphis, if I'm not mistaken, or I know he's been interim in some other spots. And I liked the man when he filled in for like a fire coach and he was an interim coach. I liked his game plan then. And the way he's turned this franchise around, I would definitely give him kudos, and to know he got a contract extension through the 26-27 season. So I definitely expect Cleveland to be good for years to come. And Evan Mobley definitely has the supporting cast with Garland and of course Jared Allen, and then Colin Sexton is coming back. And just watching Darius Garland last night at the skills challenge, how easy he made it look when he shot I think he hit like 2 5-pointers, 2 or 3 of them. The first one, when he released it, he just knew it was going on. Man was just walking. As soon as he released as soon as he released the shot, he was walking already to the next spot. So it's just good to see that. I'm not taking no credit away from Cade Cunningham at all. I know he's going to be a phenomenal talent, but right now he still needs more pieces in Detroit. And so I know he got Bagley there now, but what are you going to do with Jeremy Grant? That's still yet to be seen. So right now, Cleveland has the bigger upside, and until Cade Cunningham gets some more pieces, I can't put them as a top 5 seed nowhere in the time being until that happens. So right now, definitely have to go to Mobley.
Okay. All right. So pretty much everybody on the panel.
I was gonna say Cade Cunningham's game to me is like he like a Ben Simmons that's willing to shoot. Yeah. He got all them tools.
Look, I said it. I think I might have said it the other day really quick. It's like a little side piece. But in my opinion, like I said, Cade Cunningham plays like a 6. He plays like a 6'7" Chris Paul. If you could if you see Chris Paul's game now, like versus how it was when he first got into the league, when he was like a little more quicker, it's like real cool, calm, collected. It's like everything is calculated. It's like
Surgeon.
Kate Cunningham has like all the tools, like all the gifts to be like flashy and do all that, but he doesn't. He's just one of those guys where he's like, I can do it, but I don't. He's just he's real cool, calm, and collected on the court, like always. Like if you see him, he's never too high, never too low. He's kind of what you want for your floor general. So it's like it's like he just doesn't have the pieces that Evan Mobley has around him. But like I said, you get Cade Cunningham some more pieces, Detroit will be a better team. But like if we just talking in terms like just like one-on-one career comparison, like championships aside, if we're just talking one-on-one career comparison, like championships aside, in my opinion, I feel like Cade Cunningham has the brighter like career path. Like in my opinion, especially because of like how bigs are regarded like until recently and things like that, Cade Cunningham has an easier path to MVP than Evan Mobley does. Until recently, with bigs like Giannis, until recently, besides like Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid, when was the last time we really seen big men get shine for MVP like that? It was always the guards and the forwards.
Mobley like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And if you pay attention to the NBA, and you pay attention, I'm not even saying this because I feel like Cade Cunningham is like just above Evan Mobley. I'm saying this because of things like because of how they vote for MVPs and the things that the NBA does look at and things of that nature. Even just look at like the guards on his team, they have an easier path to MVP than he does. Darius Garland or Colin Sexton, which is why I say Cade Cunningham, and just because of how the NBA looks at players and looks at guards and looks at forwards, he has a better chance just because of like the NBA voting process and pretty much just like the way the NBA sort of goes about things. Like Cade Cunningham has an easier path to having a better career than Evan Mobley does. Evan Mobley is hooping, and yeah, he's going to take advantage of it. He's going to have a very solid career. But if you notice, the league is pushing itself towards a guard-driven league. They put Ja Morant at the forefront. They putting all these younger guards back at the forefront, which is why I say Cade Cunningham has the path to like I said, championships aside, to having just a better one-on-one career than Evan Mobley.
I mean, I get like I said, and like I mentioned, Gardell. I don't wholeheartedly disagree. I partially disagree because, like I said, I believe that was Dave who said that the trajectory between the two teams, Cleveland's trajectory is better. Like, they have the brighter future. Now, Detroit, like I said earlier, them hiring Ben Wallace as team president, that was a good move. Like, that was above a good move. That was a brilliant move because Joe Dumars ran that franchise beyond into the ground. Like, bad pick after bad pick after bad pick after bad trade. So, Ben Wallace, it's going to take him some time to get the players and personnel to around Cade so Cade can do what you say he has the potential to do, which I don't disagree he does. But right now, today, February 20th, as we're doing this podcast, I say Cleveland and Evan Mobley has the brighter future. But I don't disagree. I don't discredit Cade Cunningham. He's an outstanding talent. But I have to give the edge to Evan Mobley only because they are further along in the rebuild than Detroit is. So let's move on to the next topic. Did anybody have anything? Phil, I see your hand up. You want to add something?
Just a quick shout out to Karis LeVert. He on the squad too. He gonna make it more dangerous.
He did get traded to Cleveland, didn't he?
Good point. Karis LeVert.
That's the wing we needed.
He always gives the Bulls problems. Like, regardless. I mean, he was even cooking Io. I mean, cooked them. I was like, okay, just put Io on him. No. No. Yeah, no, that was a brilliant move. Like, that was a real good move. Ronnie, I saw your hand up. Did you want to add something, sir?
I was just gonna say with the Mobley and the Cunningham topic. Like when I watched him tonight, it was like I think like 13 or 14 scoring possessions that his team had. He was either facilitating or getting an assist or scoring on that. I think his floor generalship is freaking awesome. The only thing, like I said, that I give Mobley the extras, the benefit or the thinking is his team that's around him is better at this stage in their career, and at 6'11" and the skill set that he has, that's a big difference, to me. I know it's a point guard driven league, but a 6'11" dude doing the things that he's already showing that he can kind of do right now at such a young age is a big deal. But like tonight, when I was watching, like I said, in the Rising Stars Challenge, I was sitting there and I also listened to the commentators. Like the last 13 out of the 16 scoring possessions, Kay was either the person setting up the assist, setting up the score, or he was either scoring. So I mean, the situation is, both of them are going to be great players. I believe they both going to have a great career. It's just that I think, that cap situation is, is just a better situation. And I know the topic was who's individually was going to have the better career, but it's just hard. It's like I said, it's just too early to tell which one's going to be good. I just think they're both going to be phenomenal players. So that's all I wanted.
No, that's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. Now we're gonna move on to our final and last topic because I definitely want to talk about this. So, fellas, so the dunk contest. As you all know, Obi Toppin won the dunk contest. My question is, I know everybody pretty much agreed that the dunk contest has been pretty much trash since Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. So my question to the panel is, for next year's All-Star game, should Ja Morant and Donovan Spider-Mitchell enter? And if so, who else would you want to see join them in next year's 2023 All-Star Game dunk contest? Let's start with Carnell. Carnell, do you think Ja Morant and Spider-Mitchell should be in? And if so, who do you think should join them?
I feel like yes, they should go be in it just to add some star power back to it. And I feel like if they get in it, then we should just also, even though I know they both said they were done with it, if Ja Morant and Donovan Mitchell get in on it, we might as well just throw we might as well throw Air Gordon in there because that's Air Gordon, because that man be walking on air on his way to the we might as well throw Air Gordon there, and we might as well try and get Levine back in there, just making a battle of the superstars and see which one of them is about to try. It sucks that Zion is kind of going through the stuff that he's going through because Zion wanted to get into the dunk contest, and I feel like if Zion had gotten back into the dunk contest, a lot of stuff changes for the dunk contest as well. The fact that we haven't been able to see Zion or get Zion in the dunk contest yet, because honestly, I felt like had he played this year and been healthy enough, things like that, he would have been in it this year. So I just feel like, it's just we just missing like some of the better in game and just like known dunkers. It's like and then it's like these days, like it's not too many people in the NBA to where like dunking like it's sort of like their specialty, besides guys like maybe like Derrick Jones Jr. and things like that. You know, we don't got a whole lot of Jay Richards around no more and things like that. Just getting in the dunk contest and just going absolutely bonkers. We don't got guys like J.R. Smith no more who decided to use the dunk contest to make a name for himself. Like I know people remember that flip dunk by J.R. Smith. That man J.R. was out there showing out, man. J.R. was going crazy. There's not a whole lot of creativity like around it no more. It's like honestly, I would almost rather see the NBA pull some of these dunkers that we see on like TikTok and like on YouTube and social media like that, and have them be in a dunk contest. They gonna come with some creativity. They're gonna try and dunk over 10 people off a 10-foot ladder while doing a 360, something like that. You feel me? Like they gonna try and do something crazy, but it's like there's not a whole lot of real creativity no more when it comes to dunking and just being in a dunk contest in general. It's like ever since we seen Zach LaVine do that East Bay from the free throw line, everybody's been trying to just replicate a between the legs dunk. Like, bro, some of y'all could get past with some of these windmill dunks and some of these other dunks that they just weren't so basic. Like players just having dudes just come out to them and just throw them basic windmill lobs. Like, bro, I could have threw you that in the game. Like this is All-Star weekend, bro. If you gonna have somebody throw you a windmill lob, bro, like do something like jump off a trampoline and like I don't know, like if you gonna catch a windmill lob, catch it from behind the backboard or something. You feel me? Like don't just go up for just a regular just windmill lob like off the side of the backboard, or have somebody toss it up in front of the rim. Like, bro, that's so basic. Like at this point, we watching people do this in our local LA Fitness. Like, yeah. It's so basic at this point. There's no creativity. Like, bring back the creativity, bring back the originality. Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon tried to be original. Nobody's trying to be original no more. They all trying to see how they can replicate the dunks from the past. It's like, bro, come out and be original.
Come up with your own dunks. No, I agree 100%. I watched the dunk contest. I watched the dunk contest with my wife, and I was like, yeah. I said, nah, this dunk contest is trash. Like, even the way Wade said the dunk contest was trash, like that dunk contest was absolutely horrible. It was just terrible. Right now, at the present moment, Phil, what do you say? Should Spider Mitchell and John Morant get involved? And if so, who else would you like to see in there with those two?
They definitely should get involved, because I love both of them on the court with their dunks and all that, man. Because Spider is, I don't know if I told y'all, but Spider Mitchell definitely D-Wade 2.0. And
yep.
That boy, Ja he just Ja. That's all. That's the perfect way to describe
him. Ja.
He's Ja. Yeah, that's the perfect way.
Real quick, Phil, I'm gonna have the pleasure of seeing Ja live next Saturday. I am like really looking forward to that.
Well, you went for a show, because he definitely gonna put one on.
Oh yeah. I know him and LaVine are gonna. Him and DeRozan and LaVine are definitely gonna go tit for tat.
For sure. But to answer your question, yes, I think they do need to be in it, because it'll definitely add some flair. Now, who to put in with them? That's kind of tough. I ain't gonna lie to you. one person, I do like the idea of throwing Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine back in there. I think that'd be beautiful. Like that'd be crazy for real. But somebody I would like to see in I'll throw Giannis in there. I think Giannis do some crazy. Giannis know how to put on a show, man. I think he'll put on a show for the dunk contest. And the other person, I would take. Dang man, I need to think about this a little more. But no, another person I'll probably take is I like Jared Allen. He a big man that can fly. Like I don't know if he could fly like Dwight, but that fro can fly, man. He can come. I think he can come up with some stuff.
He is an athlete,
especially working with his point guard and all that stuff, man. I think they could make some pretty memorable stuff.
Yeah, Jared Allen. Jared Allen, he's coming along. He's coming along. When he first came into the league, he was pretty much like an athletic. He was just basically known for blocking shots and giving you some rebound. But his offensive game, since he's gotten to Cleveland, his offensive game is coming along. And yes, he is a dunker. That's an interesting take because, especially with Giannis, because everybody knows Giannis is a high flyer. You know, everybody knows what Giannis does. But that's also an interesting take with Jared Allen because, yeah, like you said, you know, he's definitely an athlete, and him and Giannis would put on a show. David, what do you say? Should Spider Mitchell and Ja Morant be in next year's dunk contest, and who should accompany them as competition, sir?
Definitely. I would love to see that because nobody wants to see 7 for 25, which is 28%. In the first round. That's what these dunkers did last night. 7 for 25. Jalen Green alone was 1 for 9 on 11% on his first dunk. Nobody wants to see that ever again. I don't even want to see none of these four even in a dunk contest no more either. Cole Anthony had on Tim's for his first dunk attempt too. Come on. I don't want to see these four ever again in the dunk contest. I'm sorry. I'm not taking away their talent. I'm not taking away their talent playing basketball, but as far as the dunk contest, y'all can stay away. I mean, Obi Toppin last dunk was a freaking layup. He won with a between the legs layup dunk. Because I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to hit the backboard, then dunk it, but he hit the damn square, and it's probably my offense. He hit the damn square and then went in for a layup, and that won the dunk contest, and that's absolutely absurd. So I'm not taking these guys' talent away, but all four of them can stay away. And I would say, add those two, Spider Mitchell and who was the other one? Spider Mitchell and
Ja Morant.
Ja
Morant. Yeah. Oh, you definitely gotta throw Anthony Edwards in there. You gotta throw Anthony Edwards in there for sure.
Excellent take.
Yeah, because that man is an athlete. He already had maybe dunk of the year already at the beginning of the season when he
all of them things.
Man, I mean, he already got been enough candidates for dunk of the year. So him putting on the show.
Body somebody.
Oh, he caught a body. Man, that was early in the year. That's what I'm saying.
He bodied somebody.
They called it a charge. They called it a charge. No. It wasn't a superstar. It was a bench player, but they called a charge.
That was against Miami.
Regardless, it was a body it was a casualty.
It was a body, and the rest was bogus for calling that a charge because there was no offensive fouls that happened on that play at all.
I could have sworn he bodied somebody. Nah, I could have swore he bodied like Embiid or somebody. Somebody got bodied.
I don't think it was Embiid, but yeah, you have to Anthony. That was in and another sleeper. I think he was in the dunk contest before. I'm gonna throw him back in there. I want to because he's playing so well right now. I'm gonna say if I'm picking two people, I'm gonna say John Morant, Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, and my sleeper would be Anthony Simons from Portland. Because that man can jump out the
He
gym
can
too.
rise.
So, and he playing pretty well, being a vocal point of the team right now since Dame is hurt and CJ's gone to New Orleans. So,
That
I
boy
would
been
pick them.
balling. That boy
Yeah,
been balling.
and he can
I
jump
like
out.
Simons. I like
Simons.
Simons a lot.
So,
Anthony Simons. Now I see why he was linked to the Bulls.
yeah.
31.
So we don't need no more guards.
5 points a game.
But we don't need no more guards, though.
No, we don't
level,
need no. I'm
need
talking
no
about
more
before
guards.
we got Lonzo Ball. I'm talking about
Oh,
before we got Lonzo Ball.
okay.
31.5 points a game. Now that CJ McCollum is gone,
He been hooping. He been balling out of control.
stud. Bucket.
And I believe he can catch a
Bucket.
body. I believe he can catch a body too if need be. And I would love to see him back in the dunk contest. So if we all could agree that we would take them four over any of these four who performed last
Tonight, yeah.
Definitely.
Without
So,
question.
that's my take on that. So we gonna feel. I'm trying to even forget it happened because I'm mad I wasted my time watching it. I was just highly disgusted.
Honestly,
So
I was kind of mad that I went back and rewatched it just to make sure I knew what I was talking about for the segment. That was
that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to go back.
And real quick, I do want to make I remember I'm not sure what day it was on the show that made a PSA, but I got another one. Can y'all please, dunkers, stop doing between the legs dunks? We didn't seen enough of them. Every dunk last night they was trying to do between the legs. I mean, stop it. We seen it. Derrick Jones Jr. won a dunk contest out doing between the legs dunks.
Jerry Gray almost killed himself trying to do it in between the legs.
And Obi Toppin tried about. Was that Obi? No, that was Toscano Anderson. No, it was one of them. Yeah, it was Toscano Anderson in the final round. He tried about 10 times to nail that off the backboard, trying to do the Jason Richardson dunk. And once again, that was between the legs. So can we please try to get some more creativity in these dunks?
Please.
Between the legs.
imagine people jumping over cars and motorcycles and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Bring that back.
Go back to the Blake Griffin. Griffin. If you want to try to replicate the dunks of the past, I would rather see somebody do what Blake Griffin did 2011.
Hey, D-boy, you know why I said Giannis, though? I want to see Giannis fly from the three-point line. I just want to see that happen.
You want to see
the three-point line.
Oh, the three-point.
I just want to see him fly. Probably not that far. Probably, I'll say like the other end of the free throw circle.
Hey, but you know what? I would take that over this atrocity we saw last night. I only can see, would like to see it attempted from what we saw last night. So I'm with you.
It was
honestly,
it was awful.
I would honestly like to watch. I would rather watch my front lawn grow. Or paint dry.
Yeah,
so that's how the dunk contest has been the last couple of years.
Yeah, most definitely. So we're all in agreement that it was pretty much trash tonight, right? I mean, last night it was trash.
F minus, if we could give it that.
And I don't know if you guys remember the Dave Chappelle show, the episode that had Rick James on there. And he said he told the girls to show Rick James their chest. Yeah. And he was like, I wish I had 4 thumbs so I could get that 4 thumbs down. That's what I want to get at dunk contest. 4 thumbs.
You know what else real quick, D-Boy? To add on to the Chappelle show, shout out to the Chappelle show, Jay Chappelle. Miss it. You know what else we can add on to that? We can stand all 4 of them participants and ask them, what did the 5 fingers say to all y'all fingers?
But like what Neil was saying, like the YouTubers and TikTokers on the Duncan, they have more creativity than some NBA players. There's been some dunks that I've seen on there that I've been amazed. I'm like, what the hell why ain't he? And you're like, why ain't he in a dunk contest? Why ain't he even playing basketball, period, with the hops that he has? You see the videos all the time.
Right.
And then another thing is like, I think almost like how when baseball went through that drought and didn't have, something, when things were down and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you had the star power of Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa belting those home runs that time and brung, baseball, people started picking up. I think if the star power, in order to get the dunk contest back, we want to see the best players in the competitions. Like Giannis, you know what I'm saying? He's a big star player. I mean, even if he don't even go out there and perform, I guarantee you more people are going to tune into that slam dunk contest than contests of years past, just by saying you have this person, John Morant, Anthony Edwards, bring back Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon. And it is a shame that Zion is going through the injuries that he had, because that was one of the big things he's coming out with, the power dunks. Even, when he was getting all popular and built up before he even came into the league, that's what we was talking about. And now all of a sudden, he's starting to look like Big Baby Davis. I don't know what I'm saying. So it's like, and with foot injuries, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so we don't know what's going on. Now, like, Miles Bridges, Donovan Mitchell most definitely should be in the slam dunk contest.
That's
and
the name right
John
there.
Collins.
That's a name. That's the name
Collins.
I forgot was Miles Bridges.
Miles
It's
Bridges.
like all those people should be in a slam dunk contest. And to me,
I'll take John Collins.
Like I said earlier when I spoke to y'all, from watching basketball over, I don't want to tell my age, but how over the years, it's like I used to see where they wanted to be competitive and win at no cost and show up other players. You know what I'm saying? That's like one of the best ones was, I guess, Dominique Wilkins versus Jordan. It's like those were the two of the biggest stars in the game, doing something off to the side on All-Star weekend, but it still was, I'm not gonna let him outshow me, that kind of thing. And I just think the biggest stars, they have to know that the level of how the slam dunk contest has fallen. So in order to make people come back and gravitate back to the slam dunk contest, they need the biggest stars, the biggest athletes to get on there and show off their skills and their abilities. And I think it would be, I mean, that's what we used to turn into 3-point slam dunk contest. Now the slam dunk contest, in my personal opinion, has become the last thing on the totem pole that I won't even watch. I might even skip it. Next year. If you tell me the same guys are on it next year, I'm not even going to record it unless we're going to do a show on it, and I have to talk about it. For what? I mean,
right.
If I hear Obi Toppin is back in, if I hear Obi Toppin back in the next year, unless there's another name to convince me to watch it, I don't care who's in there. If Obi Toppin is in there, I'm not watching a dunk contest.
He may get in because he's defending champ, but I will say this real quick to piggyback off Ronnie said. I don't know if you guys saw Friday's Celebrity All-Star game, and he even tweeted it because of how bad the All-Star game, the dunk contest was.
The Celebrity All-Star game was way more interesting than the dunk contest.
That's what I'm talking about. Did y'all see Myles Garrett? Because I believe he tweeted it. Myles Garrett said since this dunk contest was so bad, he would enter it, and I would pay to see that. I would like to see Myles Garrett in this dunk contest because he was putting on a show.
And Myles Garrett and that long jumper was going down some. I think they both could have won tonight.
Hey, real quick, I'm just saying though, do you see that man is a freak show? That man is the Hulk, bro. Like I know I've compared I haven't done this on the show, but like I know I've said like other people they're like small walking Hulks. Myles Garrett is the definition of a small Hulk. If you could take the Hulk and make him human size, you probably get Myles Garrett. That boy is huge.
Hey,
That
do
is
Man,
a
he
freak
honestly,
show.
I think he
hey,
would be a beast in the NBA if he switched
do-
to basketball. I think he would be a solid center.
but do y'all remember old boy for freaking Tar Heels played on the Panthers, Julius Peppers?
Yeah,
Remember when
Yep.
he was on the Tar
Julius
Heels
was a
national
baller.
championship game? That he plays defense
Yeah,
in. That dude was dunking all over everybody in college, and
yeah.
he chose to play football instead of basketball. That he remind it's the same thing with him and Miles Garrett, like defensive ends
Hmm.
throwing athletic enough to get up there and throw it down like that. It's like crazy, and that's the first thing when I saw him doing. I was like, man, that reminds me when I used to watch the Tar Heels play and freaking Julius Peppers used to dunk the hell out of the ball. I was like, that picture, that's a big boy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Miles Garrett would been. I think he could have easily been. He would have been a double digit machine for sure. And if he was in the NBA. After seeing that, I know he wasn't really playing against dominant people, but he big enough to where he would dominate. He
Hey,
would
that
dominate.
don't even mean nothing.
This
Just
is a little bit
imagine,
I saw.
just he pretty much would have been Ben Wallace with some offense. Just imagine if Ben Wallace had slightly more offense. He probably get
Oh my goodness.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah,
All right,
easily.
fellas. So yeah, I'll say this in closing. Yeah, I'm with you guys. If Obi Toppin is in the dunk contest next year, no.
Hey, he
Matter
might
of
get in,
fact,
by, like I said, real quick, Debo. He might get in by default only because he's a defending champ. Only because of that, he
I
might
get
get in
you.
by default.
I get your point, David. But if Obi Toppin is in there, it better be John Morant,
Better
Spider
be a
Wilson,
star. Better be a
Miles
star.
Bridges, and
John Collins,
I'm gonna throw my
John
man
Collins,
Bill,
Anthony Edwards. They
Anthony Edwards, or Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Hey, Obi Toppin gonna be there to get a win of the trophy.
To hand the trophy over.
He gonna get a participation trophy.
I'm not watching
He
the
gonna get
slam
one of
dunk
those
contest next
participation
year.
trophies.
I do not care that that boy won this year. I'm not watching that dunk
Nobody
contest
does.
next year.
Yeah.
Anthony
I don't
Simon.
care you
Wait,
won. I
wait,
just
wait,
knew
wait,
he
wait,
was
wait,
gonna
wait,
win.
wait, wait. Hold on. If I remember correctly, Anthony Simons won last year. He was not in it this year.
You
And he
right.
did win it.
You right.
Yeah, he won it last year. Yep.
So,
So yeah,
so Obi Toppin better not be in this dunk contest no more.
Obi, I hope you listening, man. Matter of fact, we gonna go ahead and give him a participation award, and we're gonna thank him for his time and his service.
Like
Everybody clap it up for Obi Toppin.
dear
We'll give him a
Everybody
commissioner.
clap it up.
We'll give him a contribution award. Contribution award for thank you for your time for contributing to the dunk contest. But that'll be all for now, sir.
Hey man, that was a JV dunk contest. I want the real thing.
No,
Yeah.
nah, that was definitely
They
JV.
they dang near
That
could have
wasn't
went
even
back to
that
that
wasn't
one
even that
format they
that
did
wasn't
with
even
other teams. That was
that
better
wasn't
than
even
this
that
one.
wasn't even a JV dunk contest. That was the freshman team.
Man, you know what? I'll tell you what. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna take it a step further, y'all. Pull out the Fisher Price reel. That's what that was. Pull out the Fisher Price.
Hey, if we get an
This
official
man
price round, hey,
said
I
Fisher
could give you
Price.
a show if we get
You
the
could
official
put
price
me out
round
there on the
going.
Fisher Price.
I'll put on a
I'ma
show.
look like
That's
Kobe
what
and
we
Jason
got.
Richardson out there on the Fisher Price.
Pull out the Fisher Price, man, because that's what we saw tonight. That's what we saw last night, man. That's what we
All
saw.
right. All right, now. So yeah. All right. So fellas, that is our show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, but more importantly, I want to thank my panel for getting us through it. Phil, Ronnie, Neil, David, I appreciate y'all as always. And fans, if you could follow our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, we would definitely greatly appreciate it. We thank
We on
you
Twitter
all
too,
for
y'all.
tuning in. And we also would appreciate followers. We also would, appreciate a subscription on YouTube to our YouTube channel, and also appreciate a follow on our Twitter page. Hashtag Can I Get Some Sports with that? This is D-Boy signing off, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. Peace.